New jobs numbers are out this morning. They were delayed by 2.5 weeks because of the government shutdown. Employers added 148,000 workers in September, bringing the unemployment rate to 7.2%. Robert Shiller is a Yale professor of economics. Just last week, he earned the Nobel Prize in economic science. We're pleased to have him here this morning. First, congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks, Charlie.
That's as good as it gets for economists, I think.
I think you got it. Yeah, I can relax now. I don't have to work anymore.
Yeah, and you got it for work you did how long ago?
Oh, it goes back 30 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. That's the way they do it. Looking at the job numbers, tell me what you think about and what it says to us about economic recovery, job numbers, where they are.
Well, we've been improving since 2009, and we're just right on track. You watch the unemployment rate, it just keeps going down. Next month, it won't look so good because of the shutdown, but this is on track for a slow recovery.
So would you be buying a house if it's a good time to be in the housing market and buying houses?
That's an interesting question. Right now, home prices are going up fast.
Yeah.
They've slowed maybe a little bit on a seasonally adjusted basis, still going up. So someone who is thinking about buying a home in a year might move it ahead and buy it now. But if you're a long-term investor, I don't know. I mean, where it's going to go over.
Why don't you think home investing is a good investment?
I don't think it's a good investment.
Yeah, why don't you? Why?
I have data going back to 1890 on home prices. Home prices in real inflation-corrected terms, according to my data, did not go up in 100 years. People have this idea that homes will go up, but because land is scarce. Land is scarce, but it's only about 20% of home value. The rest is structure, which goes out of style, it depreciates. It just doesn't work. It's not generally a good investment, unless you want it. Of course, if you want a house.
Well, that's the reason that they could sell all those securities that led to the recession and the crash, was because people believed it would continue to go up.
That's what, and I've documented that with survey data. People began to think that home prices would go up a lot. This was a huge opportunity.
Yes, I thought so, as someone who's trying to sell a house for 4 years and gotten out. Okay. So how do you think the shutdown affected the government, long-term and short-term?
Well, I think the shutdown is a reflection of division in our society. The big problem is we don't agree. Yeah. And it's not just in Congress, it goes beyond that. Yeah. Other than that, I think we didn't default. Right. I don't think we're ever going to default.
You don't?
I don't. I believe in our government to that extent, and it'll be all right.
And quickly, you predicted the mortgage and the tech bubbles of the last 2 decades. What's next?
A slow recovery.
A slow recovery.
Many things can happen, but the best guess, yeah.
Here's what's interesting about the Nobel Prize. Mr. Fama got one, and you got one, and a third person got one. The two of you differ on the idea of markets. You think markets are irrational. He thinks markets are very rational.
Fundamental difference.
And exactly.
But the irony is, I read his work. I assume he reads mine. But he's always been nice to me. He seems like an open-minded person. But there's something maybe about living at the University of Chicago that kind of affects your thinking.
Robert Shiller, good to see you.
Congrats.